Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's an Indianapolis platinum downloaded singer-songwriter with major distribution through Sony Music. He's had an established career, which started off as a recurring champion on Star Search and headlined all over the United States, like New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Las Vegas, Nashville, Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, Detroit, and also his hometown. We're going to talk about that. He's over for a number of artists like Babyface, Isley Brothers, Brian McKnight, LL Cool J, Vanessa Williams, After Seven, and more. He graduated from Butler University and appeared in a number of radio and TV commercials. He's got some popular songs on Spotify, more like Heart Distraction, Till the End of Time, Are You Ready, and more. And he's got a new song out from an upcoming album. I Don't Like Him is the name of the song, but we're going to like this guy. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Indianapolis, the platinum downloaded singer-songwriter with major distribution through Sony Music, and he's got an upcoming song, I Don't Like Him. We'll be playing at the audio version. You're going to love this guy, ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented Andrew Young. Andrew, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, it's very much my pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me to be on your show.
Well, it's great to have you on board, Andrew. So you're a platinum downloaded singer-songwriter with major distribution from Sony Music. You have an established career, including a recurring champion on Star Search, also headlined all over the country, like New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Nashville, Miami, Orlando, and even your hometown of Indianapolis, Indiana. You open up for a number of artists like Babyface, Isley Brothers, Brian McKnight, LL Cool J, Vanessa Williams, After Seven, and more. You graduated from Butler University and appeared on a number of radio TV commercials. You got some songs out on Spotify, more like Heart Distraction, To the End of Time, Are You Ready, and more. You've got a new song out right now from upcoming album. It's called I Don't Like Him. And of course, we like you as well, Andrew. And before getting to all that, tell us how you first got started.
Well, it goes way back to when I was probably as young as 5 years old, just singing for my parents' friends when they came over to, have social gatherings, parties, and things like that. I would put on the Michael Jackson song and I would get up and dance and sing. And then it just kind of turned into my parents were very supportive of it. They wanted me to get into talent competitions and like the Indianapolis Children's Museum and just kind of led from there to just singing throughout high school and winning a lot of competitions. And I was very fortunate to have a great school choir situation that allowed me to expand upon my, I guess, musical abilities. And so that's kind of how I got started. And then as soon as I graduated, I auditioned for Star Search, the TV show that was really popular in the 80s and late 90s or early 90s. And had a chance to be on there a few times. And it was just an experience that I knew that I always wanted to sing no matter what. And it was like my calling in life, for sure.
That is so interesting. I remember Star Search very well. And of course, just spin off on a lot of things. We'll get into that. And what was that one precise moment for you that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career?
I don't know if there was actually a precise moment. I think it was just a culmination of a lot of different moments. I had success early on, and I just knew that no matter what music was going to be a part of my life, no matter what. There was no like aha moment, so to speak. It was just, I couldn't imagine not singing. I couldn't imagine not performing. And it even superseded all the sports that I played when I was a kid. But I was, like I said, fortunate that my parents supported me no matter what I did. And my dad was a tap dancer, a professional tap dancer. My mom was a singer.
Oh, wow.
So it just kind of like, that's just the path. That was the path.
That is interesting. Tap dancing. It's like, it's almost like a lost art, but your dad just keeps it going. That's so amazing.
Yeah, for sure. He also worked for RCA, which didn't hurt because we always had the newest music. Yeah, he was the first black manager at RCA in the records division. So that helped a lot.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. I have to get on my tap dance shoes again and do that too.
Yeah.
And of course, besides Michael Jackson, who you emulated, who are some of your other favorite singers, songwriters, and musicians growing up?
Well, my first love has always been Prince. I even have a Prince tattoo on my arm. I don't know if you can see it, but
Oh, nice. Can you bring it a little closer here so we could see?
oh yeah. Let's see here. See if I can. I don't know if you can see that, but
Oh my goodness. Wow.
when doves cry is actually that symbol, and I have doves that fly out of it. I know it's just a tattoo, but it's very special to me. So Prince has always been my the first love music. It really like that's who I always thought that I would pattern myself after, and with such as I was growing up in the '80s, that was Prince was everything. So interesting though, last night I got to actually see my second favorite artist of all time actually up close and live. I saw Seal last night, and I
Wow.
was literally in the front row, in the first seat in the center. I mean, like his set list was right in front of me. It was so amazing, and it was almost like we were singing the song to each other because I knew every single word, of course. And I was fortunate enough to go backstage after that and met Trevor Horn, which is his producer, and has produced so many things. And it was just the experience last night was something that I've opened for a lot of people. I've been on tour. I've do a lot of things, but last night was just another level altogether. And we actually shook hands, and I told him, I said, "I love you, man," and he said, "I love you too, man." And it was unbelievable. It was really unbelievable. So those are the kind of experiences that you never forget. And as a performer, I've had a chance to meet quite a few artists, of course, and quite a few people that have influenced me over the years, like a Brian McKnight or a Charlie Wilson, and people like the Isley Brothers, Ronald Isley, and so it's Babyface, who is from my town and
Nice.
is just probably the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest songwriter that ever lived.
Mhm.
So I've been blessed to have experienced some of the things that I have, and have the opportunities that I've had, but I never give up. That's my motto, is that people are going to tell you all the time that you can't make it, that you don't have what it takes, or you just have to believe in yourself. And I've always done that. I've always known that I'm going to push through this no matter what, because this is who I am. This is what I do.
And you certainly do as well too. Now that you open up for such great people like Babyface, Isley Brothers, Brian McKnight, Charlie Wilson, and more. You also got your own music like Heart Distraction, Till the End of Time, Are You Ready? You got your upcoming album coming up featuring I Don't Like Him. We'll play at the end of the audio version. We're here with Andrew Young from Indianapolis. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war ring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews. An evil evident George by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forrest Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, over 40 podcast platforms, heard in 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, also Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, also on Odyssey and Podbean and other podcast platforms. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, BitChute, and Rumble, and follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook. Take us with you on any mobile device. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Make sure you check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas like T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, more, and great books like Missing, One, Some Wrinkles, Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today. And support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We're here with Indianapolis Platinum downloaded singer-songwriter with major distribution through Sony Music, the multi-talented Andrew Young here on the Mike Wagner Show. And before we talk about your song, I Don't Like Him, from an upcoming album, you've got some releases out there on Spotify, more featuring Heart Distraction, Till the End of Time, Are You Ready, and more. And the musics don't stop. And tell us about some of the songs and what inspired you to write them.
Well, I kind of write things that are going on in my life. I write about things that are close to me, personal to me. I also feel like if there's a cover song out there that I want to maybe update and do it in my version of it, then I definitely want to do that as well. But songs like "Music Don't Stop," for example, it's about being on the stage and the bright lights are coming in and you see the people on the dance floor and you just don't want the music to stop. It's like a night that you just don't want to end because you're having so much fun. The music is taking you to that place. I have a song that's called "Scars Run Deep" that talks about an abusive relationship that this person gave all they could give, and and in turn it just hurt them so much emotionally, and it was actually about a girl that I knew was in this situation, and I wrote it with an artist who was writing about herself, and so
Wow.
we combined music and her feelings and her lyrics, and we put it all together, and so things like that happen, and it's organically created from things that have happened in my life or feelings that I have.
That is interesting. I seem to like that perspective, just having the scars run deep, working with somebody who's done that as well. And of course, you also got Unbreak My Heart, and also you also got some albums as well, too. I forgot to mention. You got Picture My Life, The Single Life, Andrew Young For Life, and also Andrew Young Evolution. And tell us more about those ones. Inspired to write them.
So all of my full albums, I believe, well, they have my name in them, and I think that a lot of times when you're an artist that's not, you know, super well known, I think it's important for you to have your name attached to an album of work. So that's why I've always had that. They've always been something that had to do with life. Andrew Young For Life, the evolution of Andrew Young. Basically, the evolution is a culmination of all the music that I had out that came out from when I was on Star Search to around 2017 when that was actually released.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all the songs that have been played on radio, whether it be terrestrial or XM or internet radio or anything like that, the singles that I've had out. And then I put out a few new songs on that album too. So it's kind of like the evolution. And on the cover of that album, it has all the covers of all the albums that I've been in, and it's all in a nice little package. So it's actually a 2-disc album when we used to have CDs or records that actually had two different
Oh, I
discs,
remember
which
those
is
days. Of course, you got the double album, double cassette, just about everything. It was more double the fun than something double look at and hold on to. So,
yeah, I mean, so I kind of miss those days when you had a tangible, something that you could actually feel, you know. Matter of fact, I've got it sitting here right now. It's the Evolution album. Can you see that?
yes, I can. I can see it. That is so amazing. That's like a commercial in itself. You've done all kinds of commercials throughout Indianapolis. I mean, what a story you got. I mean, even like singing the national anthem, Colts games, Pacers games, and also doing all kinds of commercials throughout Indianapolis. So you got a commercial yourself.
I I pride myself as being one of the hardest workers in the industry, and it's a lot of people don't think of it like this, but it's really 95% business and 5% talent.
Hmm.
And it's all about the connections that you make, the networking. It's all about people have to like you know, and so you also have to be able to survive in the industry as long as I survived and I do music solely. Um, you have to think of it more in a business aspect and not just because I want to sing. And unfortunately, it makes you make some decisions sometimes that may not be as popular or may not be what you want to do. And you may have to sing songs you don't want to perform as much. But it's always about, the grand picture, the bigger picture, and where it will take you from corporate even to do. I've done commercials for companies like the Colts, the Hoosier Lottery, ITT Technical College. some of the supermarkets around here. And I've even written music and sang on commercials for the Colts, for example,
How do you
but it's
like
all, I
that?
wouldn't have been able to do that if I wouldn't have had the connections and the networking and the know-how to run a company and things like that, which my degree from Butler University is in arts administration, which is a music business degree and grant writing and things like that. So, from an early age, I decided, because I got some offers right after Star Search, and you know, there were some pretty nice, deals, but I figured I was on a full scholarship at Butler. Let me get my education and then we'll figure this all out afterwards, because that's the most important thing, to have that, I think.
And that's a really good idea, of course. And of course, too, that's a really good idea, too. And of course, working for a Colts, I like, why not play for the Colts as well, too? So,
Well, there's that. I did play college football, so I unfortunately I wasn't good enough to actually play for the Colts. But I wish it would have been kind of fun to maybe have a 5 or 6 year career and then music after that. But music still has driven me from day one, more than football, more than any other thing that I've done. So, like I was telling you before, it wasn't really a specific moment. It's just been a driving force in my life since I was 5 or 6 years old. And then that's kind of weird to say, but it really has been.
and certainly has as well, too. Before we talk about your song, I Don't Like Him, which we'll be playing at the end of the audio interview on Mike Wagner's show. You also had, Mind, Body, Soul, I'm Not in Love, Jaded Love, and maybe just a few more. And if there's other music you want, we haven't covered, and if there's something you want to talk about, feel free to do so.
Well, we could talk about the new single for sure. It's called "I Don't Like Him." I actually did not write this song. It's from a producer and writer in Atlanta. He's from Atlanta, but we've been wanting to work together for so many years, and he presented this song to me. But so the premise of the song is the guy. So let's just say it's me. He loses the girl because he doesn't treat her the best way, and he wasn't always attentive there for her, and didn't really think about her needs so much. And so they break up, and she meets a new guy who is Mr. Nice Guy. He does all those things that I didn't do. And all of her friends are friends. They all like him. He's the greatest guy in the world. And so me in turn is like, I don't like this guy. I don't care how great he is and how nice he is. I just don't like Mr. Nice Guy, because basically I'm jealous from the standpoint that I didn't do all those things. And I was wrong. I should have done all those things. And now she has a new guy that takes care of her, and it goes to both genders. I mean, I think women can feel that feeling too, as well as guys. Or they're maybe the girl that left the guy that wasn't treating them the right way, and they met Mr. Nice Guy, and they're staying with Mr. Nice Guy because he's everything that she always wanted. So it touches a lot of people, and it's in a format that is not a slow song. It's kind of like a mid-tempo, and it's almost happy, but then it's not. So it goes to both sides of the story. You could be really happy if you're that girl that met Mr. Nice Guy. You could be the guy who lost the girl, who didn't do so well with her, and she has Mr. Nice Guy, and you don't like him. So I don't like him is what happened from that story.
And that's come from an upcoming album as well, too. We'll talk a bit about that with Indianapolis Platinum downloaded singer-songwriter Andrew Young. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SoundCloud Studios, and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson. We'll be back with the multi-talented Andrew Young from Indianapolis after this time. We're back with the multi-talented platinum downloaded singer-songwriter Andrew Young from Indianapolis on the Mike Wagner Show. We talked about the new song "I Don't Like Him" from an upcoming album, and tell us more about your upcoming album and what can we expect from you?
So we are right now in the process of doing. I'm actually writing tonight. That's why you see me here. I'm in my little writing area. It's in my
I
loft,
see.
and
Okay.
yeah, so you see the piano, you see the microphone. I know it's kind of weird. I'm doing an interview and I'm talking into the microphone like I'm singing or something. But so I'm actually writing tonight some more, and I'm actually in the studio tomorrow. We're working on a few different things. So tomorrow I'm actually recording a song called "Do What I Gotta Do," and it's actually an old song like that came out in early '90s from a group called New Edition, or actually Ralph Tresvant, who is from New Edition. And I'm putting a new spin on it, a new feel. And it's about doing what he has to do because he has to break the girl's heart, because he knows that she loves him, he loves her, but they're just not the right fit, and he has to let her go. So it's kind of a sad song, but it makes me happy to sing it because it's one of my all-time favorites, and I'm just so blessed to be able to get the rights to cover something like that. And but so I'm writing on a couple of different levels, from slow to mid-tempo to dance songs, but I'm leaning more towards pop R&B on this album versus just like straight R&B, which is more like an artist you would see like an Usher or a Bruno Mars, that kind of a feel. So we are right now doing remixes of songs. Like there'll be a remix for "I Don't Like Him" at some point as well, which will lend to more maybe a dance mode. There's just so many possibilities of where you can go. We are also thinking whether to do an EP or a full album. The industry's changed so much that people are really putting out a lot of singles and a lot of EPs versus full albums anymore, because the attention span has changed so much.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yeah. We cover that with quite a few people, and it's like going back to the evolution of like, just putting out singles, putting out singles, putting out singles, and sometimes where it's like, even one does like, putting two songs on one side, like on a 45 or so.
Yeah, and we've also seen the industry go from songs that were like maybe 4 minutes long to under 3, because people want it, and you also have to almost put the hook in. Like when I say the hook, like the chorus that
Like,
really grabs them in there
mm,
at the beginning, versus like a build up from the verses to the chorus. You want the chorus to come in almost right away so that it, snaps them into it, and then you give them the verse where it has the story, and then it comes back to the chorus. So writing styles have changed so much in, over the years, even in the last 10 years. And so I'm kind of like leaning more towards an EP that has maybe 5 or 6 songs and maybe some remixes and some things like that, some different feels, versus doing a full album of, let's say, 12 songs that are totally different. And maybe the EP turns into the album later on this year. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know if I want to do another single before I just put an EP out that has, like I said, 5 or 6 songs on it.
okay.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay, that sounds good. And the album will be coming out sometime before the year is over, somewhere around that time. We're playing with that. In the meantime, where can we find all your music at, including "I Don't Like Him"?
Where can we find it?
Yeah, where can we find all your music at?
Oh, it's everywhere that you can listen to music on digital platforms, for sure. Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Apple Music, Deezer, for the people that are over, outside of the United States. Just everywhere that there's a platform for digital music, we are there. It's there.
Okay, we'll certainly check that out. We're with the multi-platinum, it feels like it, Indianapolis platinum downloaded singer-songwriter with major distribution through Sony Music, Andrew Young here on the Mike Wagner Show with "I Don't Like Him," and just a few moments here with Andrew as well. What else can we expect from you in 2023 and beyond, Andrew?
Well, you can expect a lot of shows, hopefully outside of Indianapolis. We are kind of locking down some different states that we want to definitely do shows in and tour. We are putting together a nice showcase for touring. So we're looking towards the latter part of the year to actually do some things that are not here in Indianapolis. I perform in Indianapolis a lot. It's home base, but I'm in Southern Indiana this weekend. So, it just really varies. You can also expect, once again, new music coming, and really just a push for more of a presence internationally as well. So we are doing pretty well with a new single in the UK right now, and I'm really happy about that. And so I look at my numbers from my streams and where they're coming from, and a quarter of them are coming from the UK right now, which is great. So I'm really happy about that. I have a publicist that does a great job for me. Her name is Marlene Palumbo, and she's just on top of it. She does amazing things. So, I have to, it's a team. It's not just me by myself. It's always, it's a publicist. It's your agent. It's just, you can't do everything by yourself. I tried that for a long time, and but you need help. There's just, because there's so many things that you have to do in this industry. and a lot of times the people that you need to talk to don't want to talk to the artist. They want to talk to a representative of the artist. So
That is rather interesting. I really like that as well, Andrew. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
well, my parents for the start, because they supported me for for so much. I've actually unfortunately lost both of my parents. They've passed away. My mother has not too long ago in October of last year. So but that's also a good way for me to get my feelings out and write music. Prince was probably my biggest influence as far as writing goes. Seal, I've covered 3 songs from Seal over the years, and it's just so I feel like our voices are so intertwined. They're very close in what we do, and he's just amazing. And then artists like Luther Vandross, Brian McKnight, Charlie Wilson, a lot of people that I've had actually a chance to perform with. Babyface is probably, in my opinion, the greatest writer that lives, and producer. So he's from Indianapolis, which is, so those are some of my main influences. But I've listened to and loved groups like the Eagles. My first concert I ever went to was Kiss. So my variety of music that I enjoy is very vast, and you can see it in the music that I write too. It's very broad as far as the type of genre and the type of people that listen to my music. It's very, very wide.
That is so interesting. That's amazing. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
The best advice for somebody getting into the music right now is to think of it like you have to have very thick skin, because there are going to be a lot of people that are going to tell you, even though you're good, and a lot of people know that you're good, they're going to tell you that you're not, and they're going to tell you to quit. You have to be self-motivated, and you have to believe in yourself 100%. The next thing I would say is it's 95% business and it's 5% talent. So you have to learn the business side of music to be able to be successful and to have longevity. And if this is what you want to do, you need to study how to do that. Business is very key.
And that's a very good point as well, too. We're with Indianapolis Platinum downloaded singer-songwriter Andrew Young with I Don't Like Him on the Mike Wagner Show. And we do love him. Andrew, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Live have you back. Once again, what's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your music?
Well, once again, thank you very much for having me. I truly appreciate that. And anytime you want me to come back, I'm there for you. So you can see my information at andrewyoungsing.com. That's andrewyoungsing.com. And you can purchase my music on iTunes or Amazon, and you can listen to it, stream it on every platform that you have that is imaginable that plays digital streaming. So Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, anywhere that they have digital streaming allowed, then you can get my music. And that's all of my music, not just the new single I Don't Like Him, but Music Don't Stop, Drop, Bounce. Every single song that I've ever released is available somewhere out there, wherever you stream your music.
We will certainly check that out. Once again, Andrew, we're very big. Thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love having you back. Wish you all best. And Andrew, you definitely have a great future ahead of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.